Hello, Leo. Welcome to your weekly reading for November 6th to the 12th. This is for Leo and Leo Rising. And if you're new to my channel, I do a traditional cultic cross spread. I also use astrology and my guides to help bring a lot more clarity to get more specific and detailed with your reading. Leo, I do this because you know I love you. I want you to feel like it's a personal reading, as if we're here one-on-one, rather than a general spread. Lastly, I use astrology because it brings a lot more depth to your reading. Did you see my shuffling skills there? How amazing was that? Leo, so this is a big week. If you saw my November forecast, you know I said the second week is pretty loaded, and it is. We kick it off really nicely with Venus trining Pluto. This is really absolutely amazing. I want you to know that this is going to be something more money related to you. Okay, Venus trining Pluto is like pretty sexy, like steamy, and like it's fuego, right? It's very like about love and romance. But for y'all, it really is more about money because well, both of them represent money, right? And Venus is at this point still in Virgo, and that is your second house of money and finances. So you may have money on your mind, feeling really empowered about money or the direction you want to go. Maybe starting a side hustle or looking for a new career or whatnot. But career is a big thing for y'all right now. Now, the other day that I want you to really, the 8th is actually really, really great. Mercury is going to sextile Pluto. So we've gone from Venus and now Mercury. All right. So Mercury, the planet of communication, the messenger planet, is now sextiling Pluto. So this is really great. And I absolutely love this. This is, this really could have to do something with like your partner, like at home, like it's your domestic sector, right? Because, Mercury is still in Scorpio at this point. And so there's that intensity with Pluto being the ruling planet for Scorpio. So you could have some really deep, intense, like conversations at this time. And so it's really nice. It can be very stimulating, like intellectually, emotionally, but at the same time, I feel like it's going to bring a lot of clarity for y'all. There's also, just with this aspect, there could be some like secrets revealed, things that you learn, nothing like crazy, but I really like this. It could just make you think a little bit further about certain things. So I like this day because it's the same day Venus moves into Libra. As we know, Venus is in its domicile in Libra. And so what that means is that Venus is a ruling planet for Libra. And so it loves being in Libra, and it's at home in Libra. And Venus is all about love and money and sex and romance and beauty. And so I really love this placement. Venus is gonna be in Libra for a while. So you're gonna feel good. It's all about feeling good. At this point, it really is also you could feel just naturally like more charming. You could feel like others are being a lot more charming around this time. So I really love this. It is like it's like enchanting. I really love Venus in Libra. Just remember, Libra is all about partnerships and relationships, but it's also like harmony. It's compromise. So really great placement. Really beautiful placement. It is in your third house of communication. So you could be communicating a lot. You could be communicating in ways that are more heartfelt. The other thing is the third house does rule like siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, neighbors. So you could have a little bit more interaction with them, or find, if y'all have been like, at each other's throats or whatever. Like if there's been any conflict, like it's like peace now. Like, okay, like Venus in Libra is so much nicer than Venus in Virgos. So it's almost it's gonna be a little bit nicer for you when this happens. And some of y'all actually could go on some trips that are just like really dear to your heart around this time. Now, on the 9th, Mercury is entering Sagittarius. I really, talked about this this a lot in the November forecast. Mercury is in its detriment in Sagittarius. So it's not a bad thing. It really, like, I actually like it just because I'm weird, but Mercury is, Mercury wants logic, Sagittarius wants freedom. So there is that disconnect between the two. It's really just having these really big, grandiose ideas, but maybe them not landing. So remember, I said Neptune is also very active this month. So Neptune is all about imagination, creativity. So it really is, Mercury in Sagittarius is your fifth house. So that is pleasure, it's love, it's romance, it's creativity, it's procreation, it's recreation, it's the house of pleasure, right? So it is, like, for example, it could be like those whimsical, like, you could be, dating someone and just randomly both of you are like, let's go to Vegas and get married. Yeah, that's a great idea. But it's just like, is it really? You do what I mean? Like, that's kind of like Mercury and Sagittarius. So just keep that in mind. Like, you could have these, like, really fun, bold, adventurous, like very innocent, like, ideas, but they just may be like, did you really think that through? But again, I like this placement. It's just like, if there's any advice, it's just think more adventurously, okay? And go with it if you're going to go with it. But just always know to have, like, a foot on the ground. Now, on the 10th, Mercury will square Saturn. So for you, I would love for you to not sign any contracts this day. Wait, this is on the weekend. So wait until the next week. If you are presented with any contracts, even if you're not, it's, again, be very smart about the way you communicate with others around this time, because it is Mercury. And, squaring Saturn isn't, like, great. And so it's really just asking you to be, smart about decisions you make, about negotiations. Remember, Venus did go into Libra, all about that harmony, compromise, balance. So that is going to help out, but it is a time where, just be on guard, okay? But the day that ends this week is Mars opposing Uranus on November 11th. This is the most challenging day of the week. Something unexpected could come up, and it may not be, like, super great, okay? Mars is hangry, okay? Mars is really hangry. Uranus is a planet of surprises, so when those two oppose, it's like something unexpected, surprising could happen around this time. Now, it could go either with home or it could go with career. All right. So keep that in mind. And I'm not saying anything bad is going to happen. It's just like a testing moment. It's like a challenging aspect. It's, because it's happening over the weekend. It could be more home related. A lot of Leos may feel it more at home. But you never know, right? With Uranus at play here, the unexpected, and Uranus is in your 10th house of career. So, just again, like this weekend, just it's just a little heads up. Like, there may be some things that could go sideways or something you don't expect, but as long as you trust your intuition, you are going to be absolutely fine. Yeah. So, with that said, let's go ahead and get started. Let's see what's going on for you, Leo, for November 6th to the 12th. Again, this is for Leo and Leo rising. If you want to read for your moon, your Venus, all these other placements, you're absolutely welcome to. I would definitely recommend Venus, because Venus is changing signs. And Venus is so nice in Libra. So anyway, it's up to you if you know your birth chart. But with that said, Leo, let's get started. Let's see what's going on for you for November 6th to the 12th. All right. So, Leo, like I said earlier, I do a traditional Celtic cross spread. It really does bring the best overview. And yeah, I'll pull clarifiers here. Listen, the other thing is, Leo, what was I was going to say something. If it comes back, I'll say it if it comes back. Leo. Oh yeah, this is going to be a week. You know what's really funny? Even though it's a loaded week and there's a lot happening, I didn't think that it would be as pivotal as it has been for pretty much all the signs that I've read for so far, I'm like, this is a big week, and it looks like it's going to be a big week for you. You got the Two of Swords. So we're kicking off the week with the Two of Swords. It actually came up in your past, so it really depends on what day you watch this reading. But again, this is something that I would really think about. I do feel like there are some Leos that want to say things, but you're not. And I want you to really think about this now, okay? So that's one message coming through, but at the end of the day, it is a card where it's just she's got two swords. Swords are the mental suit, right? So the air suit, like communication as well, logic. But there is seems like a lot of y'all have spent that time going within, and you really need to go within, thinking about the things that you want moving forward. Okay, you want to get to a point where you're comfortable taking off that blindfold, and it may be really emotional for you, especially because you see all the water there. And so that is emotions, but you see all the rocks in the water as well. And so that makes it a little tricky. All right. It's not like, smooth. It's like, imagine swimming in this sea. You have to be aware the entire time so you don't run into a rock. But you do see the moon here, okay, guiding you. So really, again, trusting your intuition is going to be a really big thing here. All right. Especially if there are things that you want to say that you may be sitting on. You may, if you know deep down in your gut it's not the right time, or you probably shouldn't say it, like, go with your gut, okay? And also, even just thinking about things, like, remember, it's logic as well, about your future. But you did get the Five of Pentacles in the heart of your spread, okay? So this, as we know, is fives are challenge cards, conflict cards. So it looks like it may be a week where something is there is a big disconnect, and you could feel a little outcasted. You could feel a little like whatever's happening here is really having an impact on you. And so you're going to have to find an outlet. Okay. You're going to have to find an outlet. But it really does seem like some of y'all I'm not going to lie. There's a lot of loss in this card. So, there could be a sense of you realizing something's holding you back. Whether it's a person, whether it's a job, whether it's just whatever your situation is, right? Every Leo is different. Every Leo on this, you're all very different. You're all going to take something different away from this reading. So you have to ask yourself what that is. All right. So, one message coming through is something may be holding you back, and it's something where you feel like, okay, I need to remove myself from this situation, but you have to be aware. That's the thing. These two people here, are so focused on their plight, they don't even see they're literally outside of church. Okay, so you have to be aware, and you have to look up. Okay, also, you definitely spend some time like being social, but there could be something holding you back, but at the same time, there could be something where something happens unexpectedly, like I said, where it could be like there is a breakup, or there is something a little bit more significant where it's just like, oh, okay, well, that was surprising, because Uranus is really at play this week, especially with the Mars opposing Uranus over the weekend. But remember, it may be a little bit more challenging. Okay. Now, again, every Leo is different. For some Leos, it may be like a 1 out of 10. For some Leos, it may be a little bit more. But at the same time, it's almost like, Leos, y'all are so fun and ambitious. It's almost like you're out of your element this week, especially because you have the Six of Cups in your challenge area. Again, there is something going on at home for a lot of y'all in your domestic environment. So I want you to just really think about what that might be, and it could actually be your children as well. Because the Six of Cups is Sun in Scorpio. and that is your fourth house. But even still, this is a card of like, you do see the children here, right? So I mean, it's a card of like kindness and sharing, and like even letting out your inner, like tapping into your inner child. And it seems like you're just in a place this week where it may be like the outer child that you're tapping into. Is that even a thing? I don't know. I just made that up. But even still, there is this sense of you just wanting to get over it. Like there's something that maybe challenging, and you just want to, I mean, you did get the Eight of Wands. Okay, you did get the Eight of Wands in your crown, so that is an actually, it's a great thing. All right, and what's really great about this is I told you that Mercury is moving into Sagittarius this week, while this card is ruled by Mercury in Sagittarius. So this is really interesting. It's getting really interesting the more that I go into your spread, because you did get Temperance in the root of your spread, who is, wait for it, Sagittarius. So with these two cards here, remember I said Mercury moving into Sagittarius. We're also moving into Sagittarius season, and Mars is moving into Sagittarius. It's like a lot of buildup, but it's almost like there's, for y'all, a lot of Leos at this point, it could be career. It's like you are waiting for things to land. You're wanting things to land. Okay. And then there's also a sense of like, you just feel like things are not moving fast enough. Okay. You've got to have that patience. You have to have that patience, knowing everything will work out for you. That is the key message to take away at this point. If you do not have that patience, you're going to have that feeling, okay? And then you may have this, you may be compelled to like withdraw yourself, or, be like, you're the lion, but where's your pride, right? Like your cubs and stuff. You don't want to feel, you want to feel that wholeness. But it is very interesting here, because this is all about like just moving fast, things happening for you, things aligning for you, things go, go, go. This Temperance is saying, have that self-restraint, have that patience. Okay? This is saying, enjoy life right now. Things are going to happen for you. Okay? But you have to believe it. You have to believe it. You have to have fun too. It's like with this combination here, it's like there's potential where you're feeling so hard on yourself, where there could be something that's happening where it's just really challenging, where it's just like you've lost that sense of fun. And that's the last thing that you want to do. I mean, especially with, Mercury moving into Sagittarius, I want you to have fun, and then moving into Sagittarius season. But even still, you have to believe that everything's going to work out, and not be frustrated and not be impatient, and just really go with what's happening now. But you have to go with your intuition. You have to go with your gut, because I mean, you got the Ace of Wands in your future. And so there is something coming through. Okay. So you have to have that patience. And again, if you do lose a job, if you do lose a partner, if something suddenly like is no longer part of your life this week, know that something else is coming through. It was like meant to happen. Like you have the Ace of Wands in your future, like all the leaves sprouting from the wand here. This is the biggest wand in the deck. The wand is like your passions, it's your ideas, creativity, it's work, it's new opportunities. That's what aces do. They bring in that new change, new beginnings, new opportunities. So something is coming through. Okay, so it looks like there is going to be a week where it's almost like, in a way, looking at your spread, it's almost necessary. It's almost like the universe telling you, listen, it's almost like the universe is like testing you actually this week for more about that patience and that balance. Again, with all this activity that's happening for you, like looking at what's going on for y'all, it really is gonna be testing, and it is all about that. Remember what I said, like that compromise, that like that balance, that harmony, that's what you want to feel. But that patience energy is coming through like really strong. Okay, Leo. So let's get to your stuff. Leo, if you like this reading, it'd be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. Let me know what's going on. What is going on? Like I said, it's been like one of those weeks where I'm just like everyone's getting like these spreads that I didn't expect, but there's it's just, anyway, if you are a subscriber, thanks so much for being here. Y'all are amazing. I wouldn't be here without you, so I am truly grateful. I really do appreciate it. So Leo, let's do a deep dive. Let's see what's going on. So everything is making a little bit more sense now. Okay. You are moving into, you need to have fun. Okay. I would even say I would say, I would throw in a curse word there, but I would be like, you need to have fun. You are not in your element. Leos are fun, okay? And look at the rest. Look at your stuff, okay? So you got the 9 of Wands. I go in order here. I'm just going to skip it. You got the 10 of Wands and your final outcome, okay? So you, hello. You got the 8 of Wands, the 9 of Wands, the 10 of Wands, okay? So all 3 Sagittarius cards. This is all in your 5th house of pleasure, of love, of fun, of romance, of creativity, like you have to have fun this week. I want you to have fun. Okay. Tap into your inner child. You have it in your challenge area. Okay. But there is this sense of like perseverance, which I really love, that comes with the 9 of Wands. Really just hang in there. It looks like there is going to be something possibly that is challenging this week. Again, every Leo, it's going to affect you differently. It could be something that's just like more annoying rather than challenging for some Leos. Like it's like, this again. Do you know what I mean? Or it could just be like, what? This? I have to do this now? Or something that's just like, and it just gets you spiraling. But it looks like a lot of it may have to do with money too. Especially because you did get the 4 of Pentacles. Now, I brought up money earlier for you in the reading because that's a big thing happening. But it looks like a lot of it is about like financial stability. And again, home related matters, a huge thing. Okay. Huge thing. Especially with, again, all this Scorpio energy that we're still in, which is like a big thing, but there's even still, it's like just it's like putting things in order is what this week is going to be like for you. And don't let your money own you. That could be a big, that could be the thing that may be weighing you down, is that you may be stressing too much about it or worrying too much about it. Trust in the universe. Trust that everything that you want is going to happen. You have the Ace of Wands. Do not have that patience, but do put things in order. Okay. And have that structure. All right. You did get the Page of Cups. So it does look like, for a lot of y'all, it's just like, you just want to follow your bliss. You want to have fun. You have this curiosity. You do want to be like imaginative, creative, and you're even like in a sense like surprise yourself this week, like surprising yourself with some things, especially with Mercury being so active and Venus moving into Libra. Surprising yourself with like things that you're just like, I didn't know I could do that, or I didn't know I could be this way. I really like that for you. And then you have the 10 of Wands in your final outcome. So 1-0 equals 1, new beginning. So but this is saying that it's like you are just it's like you're not having fun. You're working way too hard. You may be working really hard this week. You may be exerting yourself. A lot of y'all may be distracting yourself too, okay? From on purpose. Yeah, on purpose, okay? A lot of y'all may be distracting yourself from the things that you actually really need to see, okay? And in doing so, you're just like, you look at him. So he's pretty much breaking his back carrying all those wands. Now, I don't know how much wands weigh in tarot, but I know how much bamboo weighs, and it's heavy, okay? This is a lot of work, okay? Now, the other thing is, he cannot see where he's going with all those wands. It's like there's a sense of you, like, if you want to know what's going to happen in your future, you can't distract yourself, and you can't like ignore the things that, you know, are happening in your life. And it really is like, Sagittarius is all about having fun. Like, I want you to have fun. I want you to have fun. And I want you to not worry. Yeah, you have the Three of Swords here, too. You are definitely, this is a week where I'm going to tell it to you straight. I'm going to tell it to you straight, okay? Leo, you know, with the Three of Swords and Justice, okay? And Justice. Don't forget you got Justice here. You really, really, really need to have fun. But also at the same time, there is going to be something that's going to be really hard for you this week. Emotionally, but a lot more mentally, all right? Especially with Mercury at play, really strong. And, you know, at the end of the day, sure, this is the heartbreak card, but it's still a sword suit, right? Up here, okay? Well, you got Justice. It looks like some of y'all may be getting a divorce or leaving a job. If that happens, try to do it. Remember, I said it's all about balance and harmony and compromise this week. So try to do it on a good note, right? Try to do it on a good note. And I know this is really hard to hear. And like I said, every sign has been getting like, what? But that Mars opposing Uranus is really hard. Mercury square Saturn could be also like, again, kind of, it could be hard for you too because it is in your fifth house. But I want you to know that these are two Libra cards. I said Venus is moving into Libra. Venus is moving into Libra in your third house of communication. I want you to communicate. I want you to be social. I want you to be around people. But, you know, at the end of the day, justice will be served. I mean, you did get justice, okay? So it's really you taking the effort to take action for that justice. A lot of y'all may this week be in a situation, especially with Mercury and Sagittarius. You may be in a situation where you're just like, am I doing the right thing? Okay. It may be one of those weeks, but yeah, Leo, this is like one of your, I'm not gonna lie, you haven't had a reading like this. Okay. You've gotten some tough stuff here, but just remember, all will be well in the end, but you have to take that action too. Okay. You have to take that action too for justice. But I'm gonna do one more clarifier. I'm curious. Yeah, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be absolutely fine. You got the Ace of Wands with the Six of Wands, Leo. And you know what? Maybe you don't know, but the Six of Wands, it is a card of victory. It's a card of success, but it's also ruled by Jupiter in Leo. So not only did you pull one of your cards like Jupiter, right? Like, and Jupiter happens to be in Taurus, which is your 10th house of career. And there's a lot of career energy here in your future, and it's successful, something new coming through, you be on top, like rising above. So it's going to be a hard week. It looks like it's going to be a week where there's some lessons that have to be learned. A lot of it is going to be patience, and knowing and trusting in your intuition. Okay. Trusting your intuition, really, letting your intuition guide you, but also having that patience is knowing that the things that you want are coming and not getting frustrated about it. But it looks like some things may be ending for you too this week. Okay. If they do, just remember, you're going to be fine. Look, you have something new coming through, and you're going to make you very victorious, very successful. Okay. And remember, ones are just not career. It's your passion. What are you investing? What do you want to invest in? Where do you want to put like all your, heart and soul? Like that's, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. You have to take that action. You have to get out of this space where you may be feeling like a little like, but Leo, I feel like, what's really funny is I pointed out on November 8th, Mercury sextiling Pluto, like really deep conversations. Like I feel like we just had one. I feel like we just had like a really like you're literally here with me right now. And we just had like this deep like Leo, you're gonna be good. Just come on, just you gotta get out, like anyway, we have this special bond, Leo. You know that. This is again maybe a challenging week. Could be some moments where it's just like, uh, but in the end, you're going to be fine. And you've got justice in the end in your final outcome. But your future, like, hey, you have a lot to look forward to. But you may have to experience some emotional things before you get there. Okay, so Leo, with that said, thanks so much. If you like this reading, leave comments. Let me know. Let me know what's going on. I know it's a hard reading to hear. I know that these are like, when you hear these kind of readings, it's just like, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? But again, just trust your intuition, okay? Just trust your intuition. You're going to be fine. So Leo, thanks so much. Did I say my line? The reading and like it and stuff. Anyway, the main thing is thanks so much. Thank you for being here. If you're a subscriber, thanks so much. Y'all are amazing. Next week, by the way, we do have that new moon in Scorpio. So it's a big one. It's a big one. All right, it's a big one, and we, as you can see, we're ramping up into something new for you. So anyway, we'll talk more about that next week. Leo, thanks so much for tuning in. I will see you next week. All right, bye-bye.